Hey guys, this is ggurface with another game between MaDFroG and LiquidTLO. This is game number 3 of 8 and a bunch of show matches between the two players. Before I get this game underway, I'm going to talk about a couple of things about the map because this is a relatively new map. It was first introduced when the game was introduced. It was not available during the first or second phase of beta. Without further ado, here it goes. This is the base. It's kind of a weird shape with a bunch of things. It's almost like asking you to put pylons and rush you with either cannons or gateways. Here's the natural expansion. The natural expansion is a little bit weird. There is 4 choke points. One here, one here, one here by a breakable rocks. A lot of players miss this. Another one that you can just walk all the way around, slightly longer, so players might miss it. And of course it's symmetrical for the other side as well. So without further ado, let's get this game underway. MaDFroG is spawning as the blue Zerg, upper right hand corner, and LiquidTLO is the yellow Terran, lower left hand corner. Let's see what they're going to do this time. LiquidTLO is putting down barracks in front of the choke point, whereas MaDFroG is choosing to scout. Wow, this is a pretty early scout. Not putting down a pool, not putting down a hatchery, just scouting. And LiquidTLO is getting a slightly later scout than MaDFroG, and they cross paths here, and we'll see what happens. There was some minor harassment there. The drone was trying to get to the SCV, and LiquidTLO correctly brings another SCV to help. This might be a sneaky play by MaDFroG. Let's see what he does with this drone up here. We see a spawning pool and an extractor going up. No second hatchery yet. Oh, he's actually putting down a hatchery really close to LiquidTLO. Now that is very tricky. I think LiquidTLO knows something is up because he scouted here and he didn't see anything. So I think he's actually going to scout the spot that MaDFroG just put down his base. And he does see it. He does catch it. He just sees it right now with his SCV. So I guess there's no element of surprise. It's usually not a good idea to expand to a place that's almost halfway across the map. It's actually much easier for your opponent to get to it. Orbital command coming down. Pretty normal timing with 1 Marine. Usually we'll throw the Marine inside so he can defend against any Zergling harass in the early game. This Overlord is just hanging out here, not really doing much. I have a feeling this is going to be a really short game because I think this is a blunder. Well, I mean, if he didn't find it, it would not be a blunder, but since he did. Putting down a spine crawler at his main base, and he's getting more drones. LiquidTLO chooses to harass because it's a very good idea because you can just close off your ramp. One Zergling is not going to do that much. You need to close this ramp, and we'll get the Hellion in there to burn the drone, and you'll be able to take this base down in maybe like half an hour. Well, not half an hour, but quite a bit of time. I don't know what MaDFroG can do at this point. He invested 300 minerals and 1 drone, 350 minerals he just pretty much threw away because he didn't expect to be scouted here, I guess. But I mean, when you play against a good player, they tend to do things when they think something's up, and he scouted with his SCV and he did see it going. MaDFroG right now is getting a Spire, maybe hoping to catch him off guard with a couple of Mutalisks. But I mean, you have some Marines here, a group of Hellions. Not that many Marines though. At this point, I'm not really sure what MaDFroG can do. He's putting down a lot of spine crawlers because he expects LiquidTLO to push, which he is actually doing. So maybe he will be able to hold this off. Not sure because it's very difficult to say. I mean, when you're one base Zerg against a one base Terran, you're pretty much very, very behind. Unless you're doing some tricky build. Oh, and he cancels the spine crawler. Yeah, it gets 2 queens here to block them off, preventing them from getting into the drone lines. Neither player choosing to take the towers. And LiquidTLO expands. And getting a Thor, very reminiscent of game 2, last game that they just played together. Right now we're seeing 6 muralists coming out. I don't think LiquidTLO will have an answer to this. He does not have an engineering bay, which, oh, he does actually. He has turrets, so he does know. My bad. So he does anticipate it. One Hellion here just to see if MaDFroG would decide to be crazy and go back and try to get that expansion back up. Scouting with a barrack. Barrack is cheaper than a scan, remember guys. Missile turrets going up. It's not going to be very effective. 6 muralists versus 2 missile turrets. He cancelled one. Thor's coming out. At this point the Zerg can't really do much but expand. Oh, I'm not sure if this is a good idea either, because it will be difficult to defend this expansion, given that there is 1 choke, 2 choke, and 1 over here, so it's too many options for the Terran player to harass the Zerg player. Terran still flying his barracks into the Zerg's base. I mentioned this before, but I'll say it again. Barracks is 150 minerals. A scan, which is the equivalent of a mule, is about 200 something minerals. So it's actually a lot cheaper to scan with your barracks, and you can actually get a longer and a better view of the Zerg's base. Roach Warren going down, along with 2 evolution chambers, trying to get that same strategy that won him game number 2. Mass roaches. I think at this point LiquidTLO will know that he's very ahead in the army count, and I think he's going to push, because you just got a couple of mutalisks against 1 Thor, 2 Thors, 5 Marines. I think that's a good time to push, especially with the positioning of these spine crawlers. Not very, very good. Mula's coming in to harass. They can't pick a good spot to get in, because it's just, now there's 3 Thors. Very difficult game for the Zerg player. I mean, at this point, what can you do? You try to get an expansion and hide it from your opponent, but that didn't work out. So he went Mutalisks. When that didn't work out against the Thor, what can he do now? I mean, I think the game was lost when he lost that base, because I think he was going for the element of surprise. Now the Terran scans and gets the creep tumor. There's 4 roaches, 7 roaches, 4 out here. I think more coming in. Oh, and LiquidTLO is putting now a bunker. This is very smart, so he can put the Marines inside the bunker and get +1 range on the Marines as well. The roaches come in and try to get a nice surround, because they have a rather short range, and they're focused firing on the Thor. 1 Thor goes down. The 2nd Thor was about to go down, but it fell back. Marines charging forward. You don't want to engage inside the range of these spine crawlers. This is actually a very important battle. I think this would decide it. You have 4 Thors. I don't think there's any way of coming back from this. You have 4 Thors versus 13 roaches. I mean, if you can micro the Thor as well, maybe you can take out most of these. Oh, surprisingly, the roaches are taking quite a good number of the Thors out. Oh, but then MaDFroG GG's, because he has nothing else left. Yeah, what do you guys think about this game? It wasn't as good, I think, but he wanted to go for the element of surprise again, because he realized in the last game he had a hidden expansion in the middle, a hidden goal expansion that LiquidTLO didn't know about, and that gave him a huge advantage. and he was able to macro up and force LiquidTLO to be stuck in his 2 or 3 base, getting mined out. So let me know what you think of this game, and if he could have done anything differently aside from, once he had lost this base. So that'll be all. Remember, always GG your games, and if you don't GG your games, at least say GG your face. See you guys next time.